dying, know what I'm saying? Boys on the stone, Screw Zuda putting it down. Know what I'm saying? Big Floyd representing on mine. So Raspberry going down like this. Know what I'm saying? Say watch me lay low, never coming high. I'm a real G, staying high till I die. D-I-E, it's F-O-L-O-R-D. Watch me raise up in my drop top C. Bouncing down the boulevard, watch me just roll. Young nigga like to just let the dollars fold. Let them all fold. Yeah, I'm talking green. Talking about in the hood, sipping codeine, that's the bar. You can call it serve. I'm a young nigga like to smoke a lot of herb. Watch me go fly on the plane. How Mary Jane, me and the Screw Zuda, never full of shame off of fame on my name, cause I'm real. Trying to go real. Jumping out of jail on the bill, staying down. True Southsider. Watch me crawl low on my motherfucking spiders. Welcome to the ghetto. It's Third Ward, Texas. Boys shopping blades on their motherfucking Lexus. Boys rolling butter, some coming white. It's that Big Floyd throwing tray in the night. Yeah, I'm just crawling down the sand, drunk like a band. Fucking with a Darryl, we not down with the clan, down with black, it can't be no other. Got a damn stallion and she gon' just mother me a steak. I'm dripped up and draped, a yellow hoe in shape, it's Big Floyd on the plate. I'm fucking with the screw and we still going stove. Pass it to the Raz cause he's never been no hoe. From the stone, stepping in Rick tonight, know what I'm saying? Going down, south side, know what I'm saying? Gotta feel us. Raspberry, finally done it.
Hello. Hello.
Howdy, world.
Welcome to the Sieve and the Pylon. I don't feel like introducing myself this week. I'm Cory.
It doesn't matter. I'm Sam, and today is April 20th, 2021.
We're recording.
We're recording minutes after the conviction of Derek Fuckboy Chauvin.
Yep. My clock reads right now 4:49.
Talk about black excellence in hockey, but I don't give a shit about what's happening in the NHL right now.
Yeah.
Although a couple solid games from the Wild.
Yeah, I feel like that's peas next to a New York strip, man.
It is. It is peas next to a New York strip. Peas can be good.
Like, I don't know. Yeah, we were gonna record last weekend last week. It's been a week. It's been more than a week.
It's been a while.
And Daunte Wright conversion, we were both just like, this. We're not doing that. That's fucked up.
I didn't want to. Yeah, neither of us had it in us to talk about.
Yeah.
Fucking hockey, which is I love hockey, but it's a stupid fucking thing in the grand scheme. And then Cory pulled a Sam yesterday.
Can I tell you what happened? Can I be
Please
honest with everyone?
Yeah. Tell us.
I got this like $60 gaming headset with a microphone on it. It's got lights and shit on the side. How is yours
more expensive than mine? Because it's a gaming thing?
No, it's got lights on the side that like rotate.
What does that do for recording?
Sam. Sam. If we ever live streamed, I would be way cooler than
you're
you.
going to look fucking cool.
Yeah. If we ever live stream, people are like, oh, Cory actually
I bet you kill it, Fortnite, bro.
Sam.
Yeah.
Sam just like, Sam wanted a nice mic. Cory actually
Sam's
danced.
a noob.
So I got this thing, and I'm watching was like, it doesn't matter. I set my headset down on my chair, ran to get a glass of water. I think I was watching some Professor Messer study shit. And I come back, and I just set right on my headset, and I break the piece that's my microphone on my headset. So now, if my audio is poor this episode, fear not, I have ordered another microphone. But, yeah, I ruined my shit by sitting on it. I broke my microphone.
It happens, Cory. It's funny because I think that we actually skipped. Maybe it's not been since I had to get a new charging port for my computer, which the exact same thing basically happened. I stepped on my charging thing and was without a computer for a week until
I forgot about that.
Yeah, no, it's now I'm just realizing I tried to make fun of you with the you pulled a me, but it was truer than I even recognized when I said it.
I don't like coconut stuff, but like Malibu rum.
Yeah, Cory's drinking Malibu.
I just don't want to do scotch. I'm not in the mood for that right now.
Scotch isn't like a let's get drunk. I feel like scotch is like you pour a finger of scotch and you sip on it while talking about the economy.
Yeah, I want a gut full of liquor tonight, man.
Yeah, Cory wants to get high school drunk, which is I drank a lot of spiced rum in high school. Until I had a bottle of Jailer Series break open in my bag, and it ruined my iPod, I remember, and I was like, I'm done with rum. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's my rum story. But actually, we had rum at work the last week, and I had a really good time. It was not tasty, but it was like... I think we all drink whiskey, and all of a sudden, after like 2 rum drinks, everybody was like, "Whoa!" We were all flirting and being weird.
It's kind of nice to mix it up from time to time.
It is. I didn't know, but it is. It totally is. I am just drinking whiskey. Although the Man's, there's a new little corner store, liquor store down here. And the Man's gave me a free hard kombucha that he got as a sample.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm glad you're making friends in Chicago.
It was my first time in there.
Oh, fuck. That rules.
I thought he didn't like me. I feel like I was like, I don't know. I got the vibe. And then he was like, do you drink this? I was like, yeah, sure.
Oh. The white man, he must drink this hard kombucha.
I mean, it was. This
will pair well with your evening granola,
Arabic
sir.
man. But, yes, no, 100%. I feel like he was like, yeah, he ordered fucking Jim Beam. Yeah, that's my alcohol story. Should we talk about the part of hockey that we are going to talk about? It's not really hockey.
What is this?
Our peoples.
Oh, yeah, of course. I was like, oh, we're actually talking hockey? I thought we were just going to talk about...
No, we're not talking current hockey at all. We're just talking about our admiration for... we thought after we, like, Daunte Wright and the video of Adam Toledo, which in full disclosure, I have not watched. My coworker did, and it was... his pain, which was for sure more valid than mine because he's Latinx man, was like so palpable, and it was just, I don't know, it's all everything's all fucked up. And Cory and I had talked about wanting to abandon typical hockey talk and maybe just focus on people of color, particular black folks in the NHL. Of which there has historically been a dearth of, as people are, I'm sure, well aware. There's actually, I think that it's maybe the highest number right now. There's 26 active black NHLers at the moment, but the league's 97% white, and 3% mixed people of color. And so we thought that we should focus on some of the historical significance of the black men who paved the way and the ones who are superstars. And, you know, it's, I think, especially remarkable in such a white league, and such a quietly racist league to stick through with it and have the careers that people had. So we each picked one hockey player. What am I missing?
Nothing. I think that's a very beautiful intro to this piece here. I have Jerome Iginla. I am pretty well old school Civ and Pylon Cory prepped for it, if you know what I mean. So I don't know if you want to go first or you want to sit through me.
I love it. I'll go first with Grant Fuhr because I have a couple of people I just want to mention that we're not going to go into, but maybe we'll have a future segment and just I just like want to express all of the ways in which people of color have left. Anyways, yeah, I'll start with Grant Fuhr, who was my pick because he was a goalie. First off, did you know that Grant Fuhr holds the record for points scored by a goalie? I don't know if he ever scored a goal.
What?
But he had a 14-point season as a goalie.
Did he play in the two-line pass era too?
That's a really good question. He was on the Oilers. Grant Fuhr was a black man who was a superstar goalie, probably one of the greatest goalies of all time. He saw most of his success as a part of the Oilers dynasty, so I wonder if it was that two-line pass era?
No, that's pre.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Mm-hmm. He had 61. Let me find it here.
Oh my God! No,
points.
He played through the two-line pass era, 1943 through 2005, known as the two-line pass era in the NHL.
That's wild.
What a terrible rule.
60. Yeah, it was a stupid, fucking, boring rule. 61 points as a goalie, even if he had almost a 20-year career, but it's pretty fucking remarkable. I think. Was it Hextall who scored goals? He scored like 3 goals in his career.
Or
Brodeur.
Or was it Richter? No, Richter didn't score any goals. I think it must have been Hextall, that bold piece of shit.
I think it was Hextall. Yeah, fuck his little bulldog ass. But 61 points is just crazy. I remember Stalock had a really good, articles were written about him as an assist man's maybe last year or the year before, and I think he had 5 maybe, which is pretty remarkable to have 5 even secondary assists. But the man had 14 in one season, 61 in general. He won 5 cups. He was a 6-time All-Star. Won a Vezina trophy. He's really amazing. He had a season where he played 79 games, 76 of them consecutive. Those are records. He's got a lot of fucking records. And he came up, I believe his career was from, I know, note my notebook.
Paper notes. Vintage.
Paper notes. I love it. He played from the 80s into the 2000s, I believe. Left a pretty remarkable. I think I tore out a page of notes. This is the flaws of notepads. It's sometimes paper tears off. He was a mentor for a young Dominic Hasek. He ended up moving to Buffalo in later years. He was a goaltending coach for a while. I mean, he's really solidly respected as a superstar goalie. He also obviously dealt with a lot of racism. At one point, while he was an NHL superstar, he was denied entry to a fucking country club, Transit Valley Country Club, which was an incident that led to a lot of vandalism, which I think is actually tight. I'm happy that people stood up. It's kind of absurd that you wouldn't allow Grant fucking Fuhr to join your golf club, even if you guys are fucking Nazis. It seems like kind of a reach. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, he came up through all of that. He was crazy. He really left an impact on hockey. That's kind of all I have.
Right on.
Corns.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can.
Wonderful. That was a great piece.
Ha!
What? I don't know.
Nothing. Nuts. Thank you.
Yeah, I have Jerome Iginla, and I am so sorry.
Who you gotta love.
I have 2 pages of notes.
Holy shit.
Not on paper, though. Oh, never mind. I'll tell you after. So, Iginla, born in Edmonton, Alberta. His father was a lawyer and originally from Nigeria. He changed his first name to Elvis when he arrived in Canada.
Badass.
He...
Fucking tight.
Excuse me. He had an outstanding junior hockey career. He won gold for Canada in 1996 for the World Juniors Tournament. Couple weeks before he was drafted 11th overall in the entry draft by the Dallas Stars. He got traded.
He was drafted by the Stars.
Yeah, he would be traded to the Calgary Flames in a trade involving Joe Nieuwendyk, who was having a falling out with the Flames because of contract negotiations. Jerome would play his first games as a Flame in the Stanley Cup playoffs that year and would register 2 points in his first 2 games in the NHL. But yeah, he had a pretty remarkable career.
He really did.
He reached 50 goals for the first time in a season in 2002. He was voted to the NHL First All-Star Team and won the Lester B. Pearson, now Ted Lindsay Award as Most Outstanding Player in the NHL, voted by his peers. He scored 13 goals in the 2004 playoffs, which was a career high for him. They did make it to the Stanley Cup Finals, but would lose in Game 6 that year. That was the furthest he would go. In
a long fucking career.
In his long-ass career. But yeah. And then in 2000... Shit, I didn't put the year in, but he got like a pretty wild contract in the early 2000s. And one of the first things that he did... was set up a charitable fund, and he had it for, he's this guy scoring 40 goals a season in the early 2000s. He's like, oh yeah, for each goal I'll donate $1,000 to Kid Sport, an organization which provides support to kids who want to play sports but have financial barriers that prevent them from doing so. He does $1,000 for a year, and he's like, I think the first year he scored 41 goals or something like that. And then the next year he ups it to $2,000 per goal. And the whole time he is doing stuff for free through the NHL. The NHL would do pop-ups in inner cities, getting kids from urban areas to play hockey. And he would always go and volunteer himself to do that. Pretty stand-up dude. Also insane hockey player. He would play 1,554 games and put up 1,300 points even in his career.
That's crazy. As a fucking tough man's too.
Yeah. And in regards to the whole protest movement, he said it's very important and he supports it. It's a big issue and deeply ingrained, and it's very important to him. So he's retired, but also outspoken about Black Lives Matter and supporting that cause through the Oh, and early on in his career, Daryl Sutter said, if he was going to gain any respect in the league, he was going to have to bulk up and start fighting people. Which he ended up doing. Boy, did he.
Yup. I think he maybe is the greatest power forward ever to play the game.
I honestly would argue that he was one of the first.
Who's better than, I mean, Gordie Howe, but I don't actually know that Gordie Howe was better at hockey. I think he played longer.
I think he just played longer, and I think that
Yeah.
In the
Johan Franzen didn't have the years or the points.
no, also too, like, this could be like a whole episode on like the birth of the power forward. I feel like the power forward like signifies somebody who's not an enforcer, but can
toss them,
score goals. And for somebody who played over 1,500 games in the NHL as a role of a power forward, I feel like is pretty remarkable.
I mean, if you can fucking put up 50 goals and also fight like anybody on the ice, I mean, not that he like won every fight or whatever else, but Iggy was fucking tough.
Absolutely.
And was like, and was passionate, and like, it's just that's the hockey ideal, I think, in a lot of ways, whether or not it should be. It's crazy to see somebody who can put up those numbers and also maybe clock 10 fights a year.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like that like gave him value to teams he got traded to after Calgary.
He shouldn't have needed to, but it absolutely did. Yeah. Places like, I remember everybody talked about when he went to Boston, and it was just like, and it did make sense from like a team personality style, but people were all like, I've always thought Iggy should be on Boston. Like, they love a tough game. He plays a tough game. He's good. Iggy was, you're right, I think he was one of the first, and I would argue that he was the best power forwards, like true power forwards in the game.
Absolutely.
He'd stick up for a guy, but it wasn't his job.
Absolutely. Little quip, he owns a house in his native state of Alberta and also in Massachusetts.
Okay. Yep. There you go. Little Boston. I mean, you know that I shit on you, Boston, because you're horrible. But I heard a comedian. I was listening to some podcast with a comedian on it, and they were like, I grew up in a very racist little town in Boston called Boston. And I was like, yeah. Anyways, Iggy was the fucking man.
Hell yeah.
He's also, he's one of the two, there's only 4 black Hall of Famers in the Hockey Hall of Fame, which I've mentioned before on the show. Iggy and Grant Fuhr are basically the only 2 who are put in there for the value of their careers and not external reasons. The other ones are Willie O'Ree, the first black NHLer, who we should definitely do a deeper dive on at some point, and Angela James, who has been called the female Wayne Gretzky, and was a black Canadian women's hockey player who was incredible but didn't play in the NHL. And so really it's Iginla and Grant Fuhr who were in there because they were so fucking good at hockey.
Absolutely. Iginla got in the first year he was eligible. And I'm sorry, I'm just going over his hockey DB because I skipped over my notes because I got anxious about them.
Sorry.
No, it's totally fine. And he also, so he got into the Hall of Fame the first year he was eligible. His first year in the league, he also won the Calder. So he's real.
He's crazy. He's crazy real. He was. And he played forever. And I don't know if you remember, I can't even remember who he fought. But it was like maybe his last game or one of his like last 5 games. And he fought, maybe it was Cody McLeod. Or no, he was on Colorado, I think. I don't know. He fought like a young, tough guy at like 37 or whatever. And just like was really tossing him. And it was fucking fun and impressive to see somebody at that stage in their career be like, yeah, okay. You want to go? Obviously, there's been a pretty rich culture of racism in hockey, and it's something that we can dive deeper on later. I have a couple like little anecdotes. Do you remember who the coach of Philly was? Maybe was it Berube after Laviolette? Craig Berube.
Was it? Or was it Trotz?
I think it was Craig Berube. No, Trotz came... No. It was like he took on as the interim coach. I think Craig Berube had been an assistant coach, and then Laviolette got fired, and Berube took over for the rest of the season and maybe coached one more season or one or two. Anyways, Berube in his time was known for calling Peter Worrell a gorilla and like bringing bananas and shit. Peter Worrell was a tough guy for Colorado and maybe a couple other teams in like the 90s. Like it was around the Fedoric Steve Moore incident time. There's been a lot of really horrible shit. It still happens. It's come down some in the last few years, although...
Was it Dave Haxall?
What Dave Haxall?
This dude.
No, Peter Worrell.
Peter
was the black player, and Craig Berube and some other player on his team would always like taunt Peter Worrell and do all of this like fucking gorilla shit. I'm just saying, like, I think that it was like never reprimanded or no sort of gauntlet as far as racial tolerance was ever laid down in the NHL until recently. People started to like talk about things, but I think it's been a very flawed league for a long time.
Oh yeah, definitely still is.
Yeah,
I was scrolling through comment section. The Wild released some statement on the Chauvin trial, and comment section is just not great.
I bet it's a shit show. Yeah, 100%. I did see somebody on that website that we get the hockey games from, the chat, which is usually kind of a shit show in and of itself. But I saw somebody shitting on Logan Couture for his political. If people don't know, Logan Couture is a big Trump guy and made a really whiny Twitter post about how he got bullied for being a Trump supporter or something. And was like, I guess I just won't share my political opinions anymore.
Yeah, don't. Shut the fuck up.
Don't. Shut the fuck up. You're an idiot.
You're wrong,
None of us fucking care.
Move on.
But somebody in the chat section was like, yeah, fuck Logan Couture. And I was like, great. One of you sad hockey chatting. They're just like regulars. They all like chat about the
Don't
games,
make fun of me.
Mostly just like, you are not in that group. This is like a bunch of incels who like say fucked up shit and have a lot of hockey opinions. But
sure, those folks are cool. Some of them.
Some of them are really awful.
Some of them are awful, but
some of them are totally fine, and some of them have cool shit to say. You're absolutely right. I'm sorry, I shouldn't.
No, it's chill.
But there's a handful who are a bummer.
No, I just know that there's a couple of them who listen to this, actually. And I gotta say, know who you are. And I think you're tight.
if you're the Phil Housley one, I don't like you.
What? He's my boy. Why not?
He be saying weird shit.
He's most... I can confirm we speak privately, and he's down.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, he is.
Okay.
He's... I'm not gonna bust him out.
No. Okay. We'll edit this out, maybe.
I don't give
shitting
a fuck.
on listeners. No, we should probably edit it out.
Also, if you got this far, as a bonus, if you need an avenue to steal hockey games from, that is totally, it won't fuck up your shit.
It's like the most decent streaming thing ever.
I got you. Email us, message us.
Hit us.
I can show you how to do it. It's great.
Real quick, I just wanted to, on the subject of the NHL and black inclusivity, of which there is not much. Did you know that after Willie O'Ree, he started playing in 58 and then played at 58 and 59, and not until 1974 was there another black NHLer.
I did not know that.
Also Willie O'Ree, and we'll do a deeper dive, but he was blinded temporarily, I believe, but it would have made him ineligible to play in the NHL, and he just lied to all of his trainers and like guessed well enough for 2 years leading up to his eventual call up.
Yeah, he has.
That's crazy.
No, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, that's like a Willie O'Ree fact.
Okay, I honestly haven't done that much research. I know that he was like tough because he had to be and broke the barrier.
He also says, and we'll repeat this again when we do a thing on Willie O'Ree, but he also says that he was playing baseball and hockey, and he didn't experience any racism in hockey. It was all through baseball, which
I mean,
that's his book. It's in his book.
Baseball's fucked up. No, I believe that. Baseball's also full of bullshit. I read a different quote from somebody who talked about how awful it would be if he was in the penalty box, though, in like the small town AHL games.
I mean,
maybe I'm misquoting.
Crowd is maybe different than the players. I don't know.
Yeah, sure, that makes sense. Crowd is definitely different than. Anyways, Willie O'Ree, bad motherfucker. He's still alive too. He's like 86 or some shit.
Yep.
That's tight. We love to see it.
Yeah, fuck, dude. I don't know. This all feels crazy. And honestly,
it does.
This is maybe the first episode that I've recorded a little buzzed. I'm just elated that the trial went so well. And I feel like I'm doing the least I can by using my avenue to shine some light on some stand-up black players. I can't even think of what we're going to do next or even when. It feels weird to think
someday
about talking about any like current NHL. Like I just like don't give a fuck really. I don't know. I'm so happy that Chauvin fuck is gonna rot in fucking hell. Fuck him.
Me too. I hope he gets the utmost possible sentence. It's a horrible, horrible human being. And put your energy forward into what will hopefully be trials with the other people unjustly murdered by the police in the recent history.
Yeah, fucking A. Yeah. What else you got?
That's I ain't got shit.
All right. Well, thank you.
Let me eat some soup. Thanks, gang.
Bye.
Bye. Edit where I shit on.